Greetings, Scorpio and Scorpio rising. This is your Western forecast for March 2024. We have a nice balance of energies. On one hand, more personally, it's playful, it's romantic, bringing your inner child out to play, more interested, with vacations and entertainment. On the other hand, there's a strong emphasis on work, learning, getting a new job or attracting more work projects, learning new work skills. So there's in some ways, a nice healthy balance between work and the personal life and enjoying your life. Why am I saying all of that? Well, there's going to be up to 5 planets all aligned in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, very favorable to Scorpio, a water sign. Waters are emotional and creative and loving. What we're having here is the sun every year at the end of April through March the 19th is in Pisces. Then we're also going to have Venus in Pisces. I'll talk about creative, loving Venus in Pisces, ambitious, assertive Mars is in Pisces, Saturn, taskmaster Saturn has been in Pisces for a year now, Neptune's been in Pisces for a number of years, and so this major emphasis all in the water sign of Pisces is in harmony with your Scorpio sun or rising sign, and Pisces is 5 signs past Scorpio. So that's that major emphasis on all 5th house matters. Children, creativity, sports, fun and games. But we also have Mercury is going to be in the 6th house of work, of sense of duty and your job skills. The Mercury is usually in a sign for 3 to 4 weeks. But because Mercury is going into your 6th house of work when it goes into Aries, so it's really good for learning new job skills or working with new co-workers or employees. But the Mercury goes into that 6th house of work and service on the 9th of March. Usually, the Mercury is there for 3 to 4 months, but because Mercury will retrograde on April the 1st, more on that later, the Mercury is going to be in your 6th house of work energies for 2.5 months. So that's a major emphasis. But all that playful, creative, romantic energy is actually has even a stronger emphasis. So before I unpack what all of that means and look to the other planetary events, such as the end of the month, we're having a full moon lunar eclipse. This will be the first one in 19 years. That's the cycle of the eclipses. Eclipses always bring in a lot of change. So before I break all this down, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find a link to sign up for my free daily horoscope message, or links to my website to inquire about booking an astrology reading. All right, so the sun is in Pisces in that 5th house, really spotlighting all that playfulness and giving birth to new ideas, giving birth to new babies, or bringing your inner child out, having fun and games. But the sun in Pisces is only there for 19 days, to the 19th. And then it moves into fiery, assertive Aries from March the 19th through April the 19th. This does not take the emphasis off fun and games in the 5th house. Even it just adds more interest because, first of all, the new moon is in Pisces on March the 10th. The new moon, wherever it falls, that is now where your intention is now focused on where the new moon falls, in Pisces, in that 5th house of fun and games. And this new moon will be in harmony with Uranus. Uranus brings in, when it's positive like this, a lot of new sudden surprises, it's really good for new options, new perspective. On a mundane level, we're talking about technology. We're talking about maybe opening up an, enhancing your website, launching a new online business, because that all involves Uranus and all that technology. But the new moon is on the 10th. And it's going to lock in that Pisces 5th house energies till the next new moon, which is 4 weeks later, or April the 8th. Then Mars, a 2-year cycle, Mars, all that ambitious, driven energies, goes into Pisces on March the 22nd and remains there to April the 30th. So that even though the sun is now leaving, it's taking its focus, it's off of the 5th house energies, it's putting it on the 6th house. But the 5th house is going to be one of the dominant themes for 2 months. From giving birth to creative new ideas, to romance, to entertainment, vacations. Mercury is what is on your mind. What are you discussing? What are you planning? Mercury is in Aries in your 6th house, as Aries is 6 signs past Scorpio. And Mercury, instead of being there for 3 to 4 weeks, it's going to be there for 2.5 months. So a major emphasis for everybody wherever Mercury is transiting in your chart. With Mercury, it's about learning. It's this restlessness. And in the 6th house, you could be learning new job skills. You could be getting a new job, and then you have to learn all your duties. You could be doing a lot of sales with that Mercury, or a lot of interviewing, a lot of meetings at work. This could be very favorable for hiring new employees. Now the sun, as I said, will leave Pisces on the 19th, move into Aries for 4 weeks. So it's putting this emphasis now even more so on the Mercury, what you're all thinking and concerned about with 6th house matters. The 6th house is not only just your job or your coworkers or employees. The 6th house can put an emphasis on service and being of help to those in need. But also a little bit later, get more focused on healthcare and body maintenance. The full moon lunar eclipse is on March the 24th. A lunar eclipse, it is a full moon happening every 6 months, but it's a full moon on steroids. A regular new moon once a month may trigger a lot of emotional drama. A lot of things comes to a head. Things are being revealed very emotionally. And sometimes it may only last for a day, or certainly a couple of days. When it's a lunar eclipse, a full moon lunar eclipse, and it's impacting a planet in your chart within a couple of degrees, it will keep the focus of what that planetary energy is about for up to 2 months, as opposed to a day or so. And this full moon lunar eclipse on March the 24th is going to be in Libra, And Libra is the shadow sign before Scorpio. So and eclipses often reveal things that have been hidden. And this one is, a lunar eclipse on steroids in your 12th house sector, in the shadow sector. Many secrets could be being revealed. On a positive, mixed with all that work and learning new job skills or new job duties, the 12th house can be very favorable for research, studying, development. So there's a lot of layers that these energies can take you. Now, Mars is that athletic warrior planet. Before it goes into Pisces on the 22nd of March, it's in Aquarius. Now, I talked about this in last month's video. Mars, once every 2 years, went into Aquarius February the 12th until March the 22nd. But Aquarius is 4 signs past Scorpio. So all this restless, dynamic, aggressive, assertive energy is moving through your 4th house sector, certainly the first 3 weeks of March, the 4th house of home, family, and real estate. As I'm sure I mentioned in last month's video, if you're feeling a lot of irritability, tension, stress in the home with the family, you want to, break the energy, get out, do home repairs, go out into the garden if you're so lucky to have a backyard. Start doing remodeling, home repairs. It's like channel that Mars energy, more constructively about home and family and real estate. Don't be a victim of it. It can be really favorable for remodeling, not just home repairs, because all that Pisces energy in the 5th house is very creative energies. It's also the 5th house of entertainment. So the first 3 weeks with Mars in the 4th of family, you could be very active, setting up to entertain at home for friends, or for a family reunion or wedding. So there's a lot of this activity going on. Now, this is part of the forecast where I like to examine how these various energies are impacting your body, your relationships, your business. So Mercury for 2.5 months in the 6th house of healthcare and body maintenance. With Mercury, you might be really curious with learning about new nutrition, new diets. There's any health issue with the Mercury, you want to learn all about it. And then the Sun goes into Aries, into your 6th house, on the 19th of March for 4 weeks. So there's a major emphasis on taking care of your body and health improvement. And with Mars, the warrior planet, the athletic planet, now moving into the 5th of fun and games and sports, March the 22nd to the end of April, this could be really favorable for you having a lot of physical energy, to be very active, to be very playful. But I'm talking for a lot of people with sports. So then that 6th house, you could be getting a trainer, you could be learning about how to strengthen your techniques with an individual sports. So there's certainly a lot of emphasis on body maintenance, but with the Mars becoming stronger, more competitive, with relationships, Venus, the planet of love and desire and marriage, goes into Pisces once a year from March the 11th through April the 4th in the 5th house. This is really romantic, loving energies. And when the Venus goes into Pisces, it's going to be even more highlighted with the Sun already in Pisces. So the Sun is bringing more into focus your desires and romance and creativity from March the 11th to March the 19th. But then Mars, physical assertive Mars, goes into Pisces in your 5th on March the 22nd, joining Venus. So the Venus and Mars are hanging out together from March the 22nd till April the 4th. The 4th, Venus and Mars is very passionate, romantic energies. It can be very dynamic and passionate. Assertive energies can play out in many ways. And in the 5th house, there could be a lot of passion creatively. And if you are an artist or if you're a performer, with that Venus-Mars, you would be having all this enthusiasm and drive and passion. But this can be very romantic energies. And if you are, you might be really starting to talk about having a baby. Or you might conceive a child or giving birth to a child, because that Venus-Mars is all this passionate sexual energy, and the 5th house is the house of children. But certainly there's all this romantic energies, and then all that physical Mars just keeps it hot, keeps it going to the end of April. And in business, all that Pisces energies is about maybe creating a new business, being in a creative business. It is financially, the 5th house deals with investments in speculation, and with all that 6th house of job skills, and that, and then the 5th house, there could be all this new creative learning with new job skills. One of the things outside of strengthening the body and body maintenance and having fun and romance and focusing on children, the 6th house has a lot to do with being of service to those in need. This can be a lot of drive and passion. The Mercury's there for 2.5 months to be maybe helping somebody, taking care of somebody, a friend, a family member who's sick or needs some help, because it's that 6th house of service. But you could also be volunteering, and that's all on your mind is trying to be of service and doing something more meaningful and helping those in need. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer, visit my website at cardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.